The following is a party political broadcast by Winston Peters for the New Zealand First Party.
This election is about protecting our country and our future. It's about protecting New Zealand seniors first. It's about protecting New Zealand communities first. It's about protecting New Zealand jobs, incomes, assets and our economic future first. Over the past few months, you've seen New Zealand First and me attacked in a way that's never happened before in New Zealand politics. And you have to ask yourself why. The answer is that we stand in the way of vested interests who have a different plan for New Zealand. Their plan is simple. Take out Winston Peters and New Zealand First, and then there is nobody to stop them cutting New Zealand's superannuation, getting rid of the super gold card, selling off our assets, and cutting your wages. But we will not let them win. We in New Zealand First could have done some things better. We are, after all human. We have made mistakes, just as other political parties have. But let me give you this assurance. Nobody has taken or misused $1. There is no fraud, and none will be found. The media went looking for weapons of mass destruction and found a pop gun. But they had to make it look bad to keep their circulation up. The media have a lot to answer for. But we've always believed in the fairness of the New Zealand people. And on November 8th, you will choose who governs this country, which policies are best for you and your families, and on whom you can rely. That's why, despite all the kangaroo courts and biased media attacks, we trust you, the people of New Zealand. We stand by our record. We promised higher superannuation, we delivered. We promised a super gold card, we delivered. The Super Gold Card now offers free off-peak travel on public transport, and thousands of business outlets are offering discounts to seniors because of New Zealand First. And thousands more businesses will soon join them. Well, you'll be able to climb on any public bus or train, or in some parts of the country, the ferry, and it'll be free from now until eternity. For as long as you're alive.
Excellent.
Okay.
This is only a very small thing compared to what you guys can do. And get some of those brainy old guys in too, you know.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Winston, for the free transport. I'm going to do a lot of travelling now.
Good on you.
Good man.
Good on you. We promised the elder care sector over $530 million in extra funding. We delivered. We promised to save the racing industry. We delivered. Just ask them. We promised lower taxes, higher wages and a plan for exporters. We delivered. We promised more police, and we have delivered 1,000 more of them. And we promised changes to the immigration laws, and we delivered that as well. These are all promises we made last election, and all promises that we've kept. For those who question my role as Minister of Foreign Affairs, just ask yourself, who has improved New Zealand's standing throughout the Pacific, Asia and North America? We were even called in to try to help break the nuclear deadlock in North Korea, and are now seeing the fruits of our efforts with the United States. Why haven't these great successes been shared with you, the people of New Zealand? We're a small country, and achievements like this really do matter. We know that if some political parties get the chance, they will cut New Zealand's superannuation, sell off all our assets, like Kiwi Bank, cut wages, put a $50 a week toll on using some roads, and others would even let gangs rule our streets. You know who they are. New Zealand First intends to protect you from these extreme views. But we need your help if we are to protect your assets, your homes, your streets and your grandparents. We think your grandparents deserve higher superannuation so they can pay their power bills and afford good food and warm clothing. They built this country and made it great. We think they need even more benefits on the Super Gold Card, like power discounts during winter and cheaper doctors' fees. We promise it, and we will deliver it. And we want to see more secure funding in the elder care sector so that the elderly get the real care they need when they need it most. We must make sure that companies like Blue Chip and Bridgecorp can never rip off New Zealanders ever again. Over 180,000 ordinary New Zealanders have lost billions, and many politicians will do nothing about it. And we want to make sure that if you put your money in a New Zealand-owned bank, it's government guaranteed. Criminal gangs have terrorised the streets and suburbs for too long. It's time to stand up to them and say your day's over, once and for all. We want to join with community groups and organisations like the Sensible Sensing Trust in fighting this scourge. For those gangsters who want to reform, we'll help them with a pathway to a better life. But for those who want a life of crime, we will hunt you down and lock you up until you are too old to cause any more trouble. We want to protect those young people at risk of going off the rails through involving them in organised sports, music and cultural groups. We need to give these young people hope, and we need to revive the community spirit where people help young families through tough times. New Zealand faces troubled economic times. We have to protect New Zealand jobs. We have to protect New Zealand wages. We should be competing with the best in the world, not the worst. And that means higher wages. We have to protect our tertiary students and keep them in our country. And that means a universal student allowance. We have to protect our assets like Kiwi Bank and ACC, our power companies, our airports, Kiwi Rail, and Air New Zealand from the circling vultures. There are politicians dead set on another fire sale of your assets. They did it all before, so why not again? Surely we've learned you can't protect a country by selling it off. And more than that, and again, we need to set up a Kiwi fund that will invest in New Zealand assets and make sure the profits stay at home, to be used at home. We must save our businesses. We need to rewrite the Reserve Bank Act to keep interest rates under control and lower the cost of doing business. And we have to protect the family budget. This means lowering GST to 10% and giving everybody the first $100 of earnings tax-free each week. New Zealand First can't do this without your help. We've delivered for you and will deliver again. So on November 8th this year, we ask you to protect New Zealand seniors first, to protect New Zealand communities first, and protect New Zealand jobs, incomes, assets and our economic future first. We ask you to protect your New Zealand. And you can do that by giving your party vote to New Zealand First. We will protect and defend your New Zealand.
That was a party political broadcast for the New Zealand First Party, authorised by Doug Woollerton, 7 Chelsea Place, Hamilton.